All right, hello everybody. Welcome to LiveStream under the Moonshine number 240. This is our second take at this. And for this one, guys, this is going to be part 2 of Reverie Ebon Light. And I did the first part of this a few days ago. And I really liked it. Again, guys, I seem to have some kind of a weird knack of being able to pick these random visual novels out of nowhere. And it's really good. The one visual novel that I got by far the most requests for was the Dora Dora game. It was like a 20-hour long, 15-hour long, 20-hour long visual novel that was insanely popular on Steam. It was free, but I remember playing Dora Dora and it was alright, but I just didn't think it was nearly as good as some of the ones I picked out of nowhere that are kind of unheard of over the years. Dora Dora, I think, is extremely overrated. And I've done a lot of visual novels that out of nowhere that nobody's heard of that just have been a lot better in my opinion, and some of my viewers have agreed. Again, we may have another stellar visual novel here. This one comes from Itch.io. It does come in, I believe I paid $4 for this about a week ago, and I just read the first part a few nights ago. And for part 2 here, guys, I have my girlfriend Amanda. This is Deviant Angel from over on Twitch, guys.
You can't even say it right anymore. You said it wrong so many times.
Deviant Angel, as I call her to mess with her. No, this is actually Deviant Angel. She is a great gal. She is going to help us read and do like the female voicing for me at Ebon Light here, and we'll see how this goes. I think she might like this as well. I did kind of tell her and went over what happened in the first part. And for those of you that maybe haven't watched my first part of this, that is on Twitch, it is over on YouTube already. I'll go ahead and explain what happened in the first part real quickly, real briefly. We have a girl. I was able to name her. I was able to kind of choose her, what she looks like in the game. And we're going to go ahead and load this up. The game does have settings as well, so you can choose your music sounds and everything like that. And I think we might actually increase this a little bit just because it was a little bit lower than I wanted the first time. We're going to return. I'm going to go ahead and load what I saved the other night. And so I named her, this gal, I could choose the name, so I named her Angel Deviance after my girlfriend here. And so she's not too mad at me, thank God. She seems like she's a nice gal, so it kind of fits. But she is, this gal is kind of living in a hut, as we've learned in the first episode. She lives with her aunt, Deviance, Aunt Vanya Deviance. And Aunt Vanya is a little bit weird, a little bit older, and a little bit peculiar. We don't know a whole lot about her here yet, but to give you guys what happened, it started off with us trading with a sailor that came in, and we traded some of our food or something to a sailor for some weird seeds, or not seeds, but spices. And we didn't really know where the spices were. We were trying to press the sailor for where they came from, and he was really vague about it, wouldn't really tell us where he got these spices from. And we really don't know what they do, to be honest with you. We asked the sailor about some kind of story, he could tell us, and he told us a story basically about a big monster out at sea that he had seen kill a bunch of sailors on another ship, and that was kind of interesting. But then we came back to the hut and we saw like a unhuman, dark creature that demanded we give him our spices, and so the spices were hers, even though we thought we fairly traded for them. We had nightmares about this creature when we went back to the hut, and we told our Aunt Vanya about the creature that we had met in the bad dream, and she gave us some hot tea and had put some of the spice into the tea that gave it a peculiar taste, a bitter taste. But we ended up drinking it all up, and then we found out, she's like, what did you put in the tea? And she told us she put some of the spice in it. And so we was angry at our aunt for putting the spice in there without telling us that she did, because we didn't know what effects it might have. Anyway, we went back out foraging for food near our hut the next day while our aunt was in town doing some kind of mysterious business. We don't know what she's doing in town yet. She wouldn't tell us. She was vague about that. And this creature, again, demanded these spices that were his. And we tried to run, but he teleported in front of us, tripped us up, gave us some bruises, and he wound up back at our hut, and he's inside the hut right now looking for the spice, I guess. And we have another choice to make. So hopefully Amanda here can help us, help us make a choice here. So give me just a second here, guys. I get my stream stuff back up. The music is pretty good. What do you think, Amanda?
Well, I'm watching you live and I don't hear any music.
Oh, you don't hear any music?
No, but I mean, I hear it over on the. I hear it on the stream, and I do like the music, but I don't hear it on your live stream.
Oh, on my live stream on the Discord.
Yeah.
Maybe we have to be in
the Irish feel of it.
Why don't we go down to the watching movies channel? Maybe that'll help. Yeah, let's pop down there. Alright, maybe you can hear it now?
I do hear it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, so
I don't know why that makes a difference, though.
Yeah, obviously you might want to turn your stream down now. Alright, so here we're gonna go ahead and jump into this, guys. Welcome to whoever's here watching us. Be sure you say hi in the chat. Try to get you. Looks like Eccles. Oh, Eccles is here. Killer, I think. Right? Alright guys, let's go ahead and get into this game. Alright, so we got this dark, human-like creature in our HUD demanding these spices that we traded for. They really aren't his, but he's saying they are rightfully his, and he looks like he has the power to destroy us. So he's already bruised us up. He's inside our hut, and we have a choice here to make. At the end of the last part, I was thinking that instead of looking inside or calling out to the stranger, that I would attempt to trap this elf. He did have elf-like ears inside the hut. But I'm going to go ahead and ask Amanda here what she...
that's what I would do.
Let's try to trap him. Okay, let's go ahead and try to trap him. So I'm going to be doing the reading on the narrative and like any guy voices or whatever. Amanda here is going to be taking over the female voicing for both herself, Angel Deviance, and her aunt, Vanya, and any other females that we might come across. Alright, so let's go ahead and attempt to trap this elf in the hut. Feeling especially bold, I crept towards the hut. When Vanya and I had been having trouble with the foxes and wolves scavenging our stores, we began locking the door with a wooden slide. All I needed to do to imprison the elf for at least a little while was close the door and insert the slide before he could stop me. As I moved closer to the hut, the plan seemed more and more insane. I picked up the slide from near the door as silently as I could, and then considered whether or not I should peek inside first to see which direction he was facing. You could barely turn around in that hut, but maybe I'd have a chance if his back was turned. Okay, so we got another choice to make. That's one thing I like about this visual novel is there is a bunch of choices that we can make, so I definitely like that. It kind of makes you feel like you're more in control of how the story is going to go. Alright. We can look inside first, we can go for it, or we can put the slide down and abandon this foolishness. What do you think, girl?
I don't see the difference between the last two.
Well, we can abandon trying to trap him. We can go ahead and try to trap him in there, or should we look inside first? So they are different choices. So this is basically don't try to trap him inside. Just forget that. This is actually try to trap him inside. This is actually to try to take a look inside first to see if he's got his back to us.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I guess look inside.
Go for it. I agree. I decided to look inside first. I saw... wow, nothing? Oh, this is Lachey. I'm going to call him... I'm just going to call him Lace. I think that's what I decided to do last time. I just decided to call him Lace for short. Lace Durhall. Oh, we saw he's looking at us. Oh, no. Without thinking, I dropped the slide. I'm sure it appeared about as convincing as a toddler dropping a cookie. Uh-oh. The elf looked very angry, not to my surprise. He was holding a small black pouch. There you go.
What?
All you, girl.
Oh. You found it?
Outside.
What are we looking for?
I'm beginning to think killing you would be an act of mercy. Oh my god. He's evil, for sure. I'm beginning to think that killing you would be an act of mercy. He stared at me for a few seconds, then retrieved a black pouch from his coat. His glare hardened, as though the pouch represented something.
You don't seem like you're the mercy sort.
The Kuthental is empty. I watched as he turned the pouch inside out and shook it in a frustrated display. That would mean Vanya used it all. So her aunt used all the spice in just her cup of tea? Uh-oh, we're in trouble. That's not good. I hadn't even begun to think of the implications behind eating some of what this elf was after. Oh boy. A part of me had been hoping Vanya hadn't actually put the spice, Kuthental, in my drink. So she had a nightmare the night before about this guy, and so her aunt put the spice that she had traded for, that this guy thinks is his, in her drink, and she drank it all. Alright, so what have you done with it? The elf's demand was intense and violent. I stared back in horror. How was I going to explain that I had eaten or drank? Answer! I watched as the elf dropped the pouch into a pocket in his coat, only then to notice he had simultaneously drawn a small dagger from his hip. Uh-oh, this is not good.
Very
good. There you go. Now that you're playing her aunt as well.
Get away from my girl!
I like it. I like that. There she is. I was surprised by my aunt, but the elf's gaze remained focused on me. The old woman? Look at her mean face. That's you, babe. You're Vanya and Angel.
You gonna go ahead?
What's that? I didn't hear you.
I said, are you gonna go to the next part?
Oh, you didn't read that. I didn't hear you.
I did. I just said, what's going on?
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
How could you not hear me?
I don't know. Maybe Discord's messing up again. You two have done something with the Kuthental.
Is that the name of the spice that was in that pouch?
It is not spice. It is a precious, rare, sacred marrow that it belongs to my people.
Well, it's gone.
Oh wow, this is not good. The elf's temper boiled over. His pale face grew slightly red, hot with frustration. I had the sense to take a step back. She looks like she's scared.
A little bit.
She just looks mean. Or I don't know. But the elf grabbed me and held the dagger to my throat. Okay, so I think that they should have maybe made that. That kind of would have been good if they would have put that in the art. You know, throwing that dagger. Gone. Gone where?
In my belly.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to think clearly. If I was clever... Oh no.
She drank it.
Drank it?
Is it Vanya or Vanya?
Yeah, probably Vanya.
Vanya. I told you, we thought it was spice.
I clamped my eyes shut, prepared for the worst. Uh-oh, what happened?
He's gonna murder us.
But nothing happened. We all disappeared? Huh. The elf had taken a step back from me and was staring at me in a curious way.
Well, that's it then.
Yes, I suppose so.
What?
You're like confused. Though she had hidden it well, I could tell Vanya was surprised that the elf had agreed. So much for history and its offerings. I couldn't believe the elf was so easily satisfied. He'd been so obsessed with a Kuthental, and to find out it was all gone, and that I drank it, and then to be... We're leaving. Uh-oh.
We? You're not taking the girl anywhere.
Oh, I am. She drank the Kuthental. The Kuthental belongs to us, so she belongs to us.
Asinine logic. If you didn't want the spice eaten, you should have kept it closer to home.
Point. It was not. He waved his hand. You don't have a choice in this. If you didn't want to be the subject to the demands of your betters, you would have made yourself stronger. Or perhaps you would have avoided fumbling into history that doesn't belong to you.
Even though we told the truth, you're ready to just abandon.
I think it makes as much sense as anything in this deplorable village. You didn't smuggle it anywhere. I would have seen. I searched that hut of yours through and through.
You.
Oh, don't you get in my way. I could tell Vanya wasn't going to back down easily. She seemed calm, but I knew her better than that. I also knew that my aunt was unlikely to achieve anything beyond getting herself hurt. Uh-oh. So now we're going to have to make another choice here. Do we say it's alright, Vanya? Do we beg her to do something? Or do we say, I won't come? I'm going to let Amanda make these choices. I like her choices so far.
I won't come.
You're going to say I won't come, okay?
Mm-hmm. And do you think I'll just politely accept this?
No. I expect that you wouldn't. But do you think I'll just politely accept you to refuse? The insufferable nerve of the elf thinking he had any right to force me anywhere was making my blood boil. If he thought I wasn't going to take my pound of flesh, old one. My attention snapped to Vanya as the elf grabbed her and pulled her towards the hut. Uh-oh. I rushed after them, but came to an abrupt stop when the elf put his dagger to Vanya's throat. I understand you're eager to risk your own life, but you don't want your aunt getting caught in the fray, do you? Scared of me, or leave her alone? Decisions.
Scared of me? You're just trying to even the odds.
Oh, don't you get cocky. There is nothing even about our odds.
2 of us and 1 of you.
Shall I make it 1 of you and 1 of me? Uh-oh.
You wouldn't dare.
Oh, is that so? The elf began pulling Vanya into the hut, and I rushed after her. I
predict those 2 are gonna fall in love.
What? You predicted that Vanya and this elf are gonna fall in love?
No, Angel and the elf.
Oh, Angel and the elf are gonna fall in love. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the okay.
I'm making a prediction.
Okay. Interesting. Alright. I wasn't inside more than a step before the elf had shoved me back out. I didn't go without struggling, but he was stronger. Much stronger. I found myself on the outside of a closed door, the elf and my aunt on the other side. There was the noise of bodies thumping around inside. Uh-oh. I knew this was my
gonna kick the elf's butt.
You think so? This will be interesting. I knew this was my last chance to do something, so I started to look around. I only got a few steps before I heard the door open again. The elf had some rope, our rope, in his hands, and after catching one of my wrists, tied it to the other.
I'm sorry, but why is she standing there looking like a, I don't know.
Her hands? Yeah.
Yeah, like a arthritic.
Yeah, she's looking like she's deformed a little bit. Yeah, I don't think the hand. I like the artwork with the hair and everything like that, but those hands look a little bit. Maybe they're not good at drawing hands.
Maybe.
I don't know. So, okay, so he took her rope, or her and her aunt's rope, and tied her wrist to each other. Okay. Do you recognize your situation any better yet? My throat was dry. I struggled when he tied my wrist, but the fight was dying in me. Force my hand if you want. You have no way of stopping me, human. We both know that, don't we? Walking through the forest with the elf at my heel felt like a death march. He hadn't said a word since we began walking. He didn't choose to break the silence. I didn't choose to break the silence myself, either. With my wrist bound tight, the elf followed from a lazy distance. He only stepped forward every now and then to grab my shoulder and nudge me in a different direction. He seems kind of rude. Just like nudging her along, pushing her whichever direction he wants her to go. I could tell that we weren't headed into the village, but that we were headed towards the coast. Good decision for you to make. Stay silent. Where is Galalia? Ugly scars? Or is my aunt okay? How do you say that word anyway? Do you say aunt or aunt?
I'm from Texas, so we say aunt.
You say aunt. That's what I always said too. Aunt.
Is my aunt okay?
Okay. I was talking about the last video I made. That she says, "Is my aunt okay?"
I think like only people from up north I've ever known have called it aunt.
Call it aunt.
What did you do to my aunt?
I kept her out of our way.
What does that mean?
Validity. Higher up? It means she is no longer a concern. I think you might be right. I think your prediction about them falling in love might be right. We'll see.
Did you kill her?
I agree, yeah.
Did you kill my aunt, elf?
Did you think I was bluffing? Did you think all I said was to just be bragging?
Just answer me.
Oh, why should I?
Because if you don't, I'm going to kick you in the nuts.
Well, this one looks like it's locked. If you let me think she's dead, I might snap. I have to know, please. Fine.
So you can't pick that one with a lock on it?
Let me try it. Yep, I can. So we're going with that one.
I wonder what the lock means, though.
I don't know.
Then consider that the longer I think my aunt may be dead, the more reckless and volatile I'll become.
Ooh, you're getting pissy, hun. Is that a threat? I could take you where I need unconscious. I could take you wherever I need, unconscious or not, or on foot, and it barely matters anymore. Wow. And if all you want to hear is that your aunt is alive, what would stop me from lying? You would never know. Damn.
He has a point. That may be so, but I'd like to hear you say it one way or another. I have to know.
Yeah, she cares about her aunt, obviously. And what would I gain if I told you, human? Would you cooperate whether or not what you wanted to hear? Question.
Hey. Yes, I would.
You're agreeing to cooperate, huh, with whatever he wants. Really?
That's what I said, ain't it?
The elf watched me with interest on his face for a brief time. Your aunt will most likely survive, unless she's weaker than she appears. I bet he tied her up with some of that rope.
I bet he put like I don't know, probably like gave her a potion or something.
Alright.
She's stronger, if anything.
Oh, then worry not, my fair lady. This way. This time, instead of nudging me in a new direction, the elf had moved through the trees and called for me to follow. Gonna take you into the depths of the forest and have his way with you. Oh.
It's kind of cute.
It's kind of cute. You like that idea. I stopped walking and stared at where the elf had disappeared to. I sent a look over my shoulder and began to consider... What was that? There was a strange noise nearby. And then, for only a moment, I saw the shape of another figure darting through the trees. Were there more? Human! The that whatever else was out there might be worse than the elf I had already had pushed me forward.
Elf?
He didn't answer, but he was moving fast, and I was losing sight of him.
Where are we going?
To the Bastion. It looks like we've made it just in time after all.
What is the Bastion?
It's a ship.
And you expect me to be on that ship?
Oh, you will be on that ship.
You could have just asked.
Wow, you're giving in pretty easily now. I think you like him. You like those pointed ears. Maybe you like the pale skin. No.
You know, I've always wanted to get out of this town.
Really? Wow. The optimistic sorts always fall the farthest. You'll probably be dissected when my commissioner learns what you did with his prize. Uh-oh. I tried to think of something flippant to respond with, but unfortunately the mental image of dissecting stuck in my head. Huh.
Yeah.
I tried to piece together what little information I had. I tried to remember any time anyone had ever referenced Galalia in the past. I couldn't remember anything. When the coast appeared, I immediately spotted the ship. It wasn't the Serpentine, which I had once thought to be the largest ship in the world.
Of course it's not. He's told you it's the Bastion.
Right, exactly. Indeed, this ship was somehow much larger. On the beach, not far from us, there were dozens of elves, just as pale, sullen-faced, and dark-clad as the one who had found me. Huh? You and I made a good time. I thought we were going to be late. The elf sounded pleased in a very bored sort of way. Stay put. You'll board shortly. Weave a basket or have some children, or whatever it is you humans do anyhow. Wow, weave a basket or have some children.
Just like hang around here and just pop some babies out.
No kidding.
Takes two to make a baby, elf.
You are definitely making this more interesting, babe. Oh my god, takes two to make a baby elf. Wow. Feel free to run again, if you'd like.
Why, you want to chase me?
I watched the elves for a little while, but the longer I did, the more surreal it all became. I tried to imagine where we were in relation to my village, how far north we must have been, so that no one would have seen the elves' massive ship. Surely someone in the village must have seen one of these elves. Alright. And what are they doing here? The elves were everywhere, an infestation that had gone completely unnoticed. I was sitting on the beach, somewhere north of the village I'd lived my whole life, but I was surrounded by strange beings, and now they were threatening to take me away to their strange land. What's more, I felt utterly exhausted. My mind had been running, my heart racing. No, I was beyond mere exhaustion now. I would have thought to feel restless and jumpy, keenly aware, but no, that wasn't the case. A thought kept clouding my mind. A thought of having sex with the elf.
Maybe.
The marrow I'd consumed. I didn't feel sick, but only weary. But if all the elves were here for the thing that I drank, what would that mean? Had I poisoned myself? As the sun set, my worries began to fade. Though it lasted only a few moments, between the strange weariness and the rosy sky, I felt comforted, pacified. The last comfort before the slaughter. The last pulse of warmth before the freeze. Uh-oh. Here he is. Human!
It's Angel.
We're leaving now. Perhaps the calm I had felt scrounged up a desire for dignity, because I realized I wanted to call my captor by his name. Wow. Now she wants to call him by his name, huh? How's this gonna go?
Yeah, we'll see.
I wouldn't be abducted and tormented by a man whose name I didn't even know. Now you know what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm not about to have sex with a man I don't
Bow
even know
chicka
either.
bow wow.
Bow wow,
Bow
bow
wow.
wow. I need to know your name, baby.
I need to know what name I need to be screaming.
Exactly, right?
What is your name?
Why do you want to know? Are you hoping that we're going to be friends?
I would like to know the name of the elf who brought me here.
I'm just going to call him Lace. Or
I think it's
Laceaga. What is it?
Laceaga.
Laceaga. Okay, there you go. See?
That's how I would say it,
Okay,
Laceaga.
there we go. Laceaga Darhal, first scout of the Galalian forces. I was a little surprised he told me his name, and in a bizarre way, I was surprised he had even had one. This all felt a bit too much like some kind of dream. Get moving, human. Move quickly.
I told you my name is Angel.
Human, yeah. I'm not the one who asked for introductions here. Then let's go. We definitely will not be friends. Oh, then if we call each other whatever we please, I'll call you Lacey. You like that one?
That one?
All right.
Fine then, Lacey.
This is fun. Excuse me?
I've always liked lace. I've only seen it twice before. The shepherd's wife had a lace shirt. It's so pretty and delicate.
Oh,
like
wow.
you.
Oh shit, like you. I like it. Do you have any idea how easily I could fuck you up?
Yawn.
Yawn. I like how
You keep threatening. Dude, you've been threatening to kill me since we met, okay?
Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, Angel.
See? I knew exactly what she was gonna say.
Yep.
So you keep saying...
Yep, you pretty much already said that.
I didn't even need to read the story.
Well, you're on my boat now, so... Alright, what? I guess I gotta click it again?
I don't know.
Yep. I might as well have been walking into another world. Aboard the Galalian ship, I got a few odd looks from the elves. They were all as pale as Lacey, who wore dark armor, and they all seemed to have dark hair. Their looks just never lingered. For whatever anomaly I was, I must not have been that remarkable. They moved with purpose, diligent, efficient, unwilling to be distracted. Lacey had followed me onto the deck, staying behind me at an increasing distance. So he's putting distance between you. I even lost sight of him in between the crowds on occasion, but I supposed he wasn't concerned. Where was I going to go? I tried to move out of the elves' way the best I could, but I still seemed to be making something of an obstruction. So I tried to stand still. The elves moved all around me. Ooh. Well, you gotta do
It's
her
another
too.
chick.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of what I want her to
How
sound
you-
like.
Okay.
There you are, Laceaga.
I like it. I heard the name of my escort and looked to the woman who spoke it. She was marching toward me. Commander. I hadn't realized Lacey had caught up to me until I heard his voice over my shoulder.
Your little side venture successful, I take it? If not...
She gave me a long, curious look.
Then I'll demand a smuggling fee. There are proper channels if you really insist on taking your lovers home.
Wow, already being accused of taking his lover home. Damn. Now you might be under. I think you were right with your prediction.
I've read enough romance novels.
She is what Dolier. Is that how he said it? She is what Dolier wants. I'm going. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
She is what Dolier wants.
He's always been a bit of an odd one, hasn't he? All right, why not? Welcome to the Bastion, human.
It seemed I ought to get used to being called human.
What am I, like a slave or something?
I know, right?
I'm Commander I don't know how do you say it. Kalipoa?
Caloplia? I don't know. I have no idea.
Kalipoa Millerose. Whatever.
Something.
Commander? Does that mean you're in charge of all this?
The gigantic ship, the masses of black-clad elves, the mysterious agenda somehow involving me.
Oh, no. Haha, no. I am in charge of a part of this. I'm also in charge of him.
Emotions at Lacey, sounding ever so slightly smug. I felt an urge of optimism.
Surge of optimism.
Urge of optimism, yep. Let's fix this, then you can let me go. Are you all like him? Or he's a talented stalker?
I don't know. Why don't you let this, if anybody's watching, choose? Nobody's talking.
Bro, nobody is talking.
I'd say... Then fix this.
Alright.
If you're his master, then you can help. Let me go and punish him.
I like it.
He was watching me, stalking me, and then he forced me to come here. And he did something to my aunt. Did you kill the human's aunt, Lasiaga?
Does it matter? The commander stayed silent, staring at Lacey, and I just held my breath. But then her gaze snapped back to me.
And you? How did he treat you?
Huh.
What? He tied my wrists.
She sent a quick look at my unbound wrists. Oh, she's not gonna believe you.
He really...
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's me.
Yeah, that's you.
Oh, I believe you. Ah, well, you won't be pleased to hear this, but I'm actually relieved. He's not the nicest man.
Oh. Who looks more evil, her or him?
Him.
Yeah. They're both elves, obviously, though. Both got... Well, no, he has green eyes. You have blue eyes.
Eyes look purple to me.
Yeah, they do look purple, actually.
You're not going to do anything? I can't.
What good is being a commander, then?
But a word of advice. If the Onyx Chandler wants you in his clutches, he'll find a way to have you. If you're clever, you'll figure out how to keep him from wanting you.
Ooh, wanting you, huh? Sighed, seeming to struggle with something.
I really am busy, despite appearances. Let me think. What can I perfect? I don't know how to say that.
Vadane? I don't know.
Vaden?
Vaden? There you go. Vaden. There you go. Vaden. The commander seized the attention of another elf, who immediately stopped what he was doing and walked towards us. He sent a look at the commander. Then his gaze fell upon me. Oh, I'm gonna have to speak to somebody else here. Baden Millerose. So he's related to her then. Somehow.
Must be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's this?
A human.
Oh yes, Commander, I noticed, but... She's for the Onyx Chandler, and no, I don't know what he wants with her. I began to notice tension between the new elf and Lacey. They stared at each other in silence for a few long seconds. So they're not liking each other very much. That was when I realized that the ship had begun to move. It was the strangest sensation, and it threw my balance off just enough that I had to crouch down to steady myself. Are you alright?
Aw, and there he goes. Far too easy. Come with me, Lasiaga, and have some things to explain. Or you have some things to explain.
Yeah.
Kalipoa.
Kalipoa and Lacey left immediately, leaving me with the new elf. He held out his hand, offering it to help me with my balance.
Aw.
Well, see, this guy's a nice elf.
Yeah.
Take his hand
Take
or
his
don't
hand. Yeah. Take it. Take it,
I,
take it, take it.
I hesitated and then I reached out to take his hand. Aw. He held my hand tight, helping me steady myself. All of these elves were deceptively strong, it seemed. Well, you probably like a strong man. After I stood again and regained my balance, he let my hand go. First time on a ship?
Yes.
Wasn't that obvious? Was it common to have spent time on a ship? No one I knew had ever been on a ship, especially not one like this. Hey, so what are you gonna say? Thank you. There have been a lot of new things happening to me lately. Or you seem nicer than Lacey.
Been a lot of new things happening to me lately.
Okay.
I don't know if finding myself aboard a ship like this is any stranger than meeting hordes of moony elves.
Mooney? A lot of people think we're nocturnal.
But you're not?
Not any more than anyone else. I could tell he was very curious about why I was here, and he was looking for a way to ask. If you don't mind, how did you end up... Tell him? Ask why he wants to know? Or don't tell him a thing.
Tell him. I want somebody to help me off the ship.
There you go.
Lacey tracked me down for the Onyx Chandler. Evidently, I drank something that he thinks is his property, and thus I am now his property myself.
You what? You what? What? You what? That's ridiculous. Galalians don't take possession of people. That's slavery. What does he think he's doing? He can't just afford himself exceptions. I watched the elf as he jumped from one outrage to the next, but it only lasted a moment before he regained his composure. Are you hurt? Did he hurt you? Did he force you to come aboard? He can't force you to come aboard. Juliet has no official standing, no status, no command. You gonna say yes, he made me, or I was ready to leave Edric anyway?
He made me.
I'm gonna be honest.
He said I had no choice, and it didn't feel like he was lying.
I'm so sorry. The elf was apologizing? I was suspicious now. I was caught a little off guard here. Lacey Yaga isn't someone I'd wish as my worst enemy. Or I wish on my worst enemy.
Tell him about my aunt, Vanya. He hurt my aunt. I'm not sure how badly.
The elf caught my gaze solemnly, and he stayed quiet for a few moments at this. I'm sorry. His voice was soft and his demeanor gentle, but I could tell he kept rage hidden under the surface. He thinks that if someone is defenseless, they're simply at the mercy of people who are stronger, so he pushes people who can't stop him. Messed up. He's right, he's wrong. I can defend myself, then I should learn to defend myself.
I can defend myself. Even though clearly I got trapped and put in the...
Exactly, right? I can defend myself, that's why I'm here.
I can defend myself perfectly fine, thank you. It's simply the situation, the circumstance.
Okay, he has one eyebrow, so one eyebrow raised. Oh, really? Forgive me for doubting you, and I would be pleased to be wrong here. But Lacey Yaga is probably at least 5 times your age, and he spent the majority of those years training. Praised for his combat ability. If you could best him fairly, you would be quite remarkable. We said I played fair? Then give me a few years to catch up and we'll see.
Who said I play fair? I don't play fair. That isn't a concern.
I like it. I see. Oh, I haven't even... My name is Vaden Villarose. What's your name?
Oh, this guy is so nice.
Mm-hmm. He told you his name.
Angel?
Yeah, he told you his name without you having to ask.
I didn't have to ask him, and he doesn't call me human.
Yeah, he doesn't call you human. That's a good catch as well. Yep. So you just tell him your name? Angel.
Angel.
Hadn't I heard Millerose before? Well, truth be told, retaining names was certainly a low priority. Yeah, is that other lady. Has the same last name.
The commander.
Yeah, the commander. But I think that was the commander's surname as well. Were they related? Very well met, Angel. I'll show you to a hammock if you like. It's very crowded, but at least you'll be among women. Women are hardly any more safe than men. Are the women here soldiers? Or Commander Calipo? How do you say that?
I don't know. Calipoa? Calipoa?
Let's just go Calipo.
Calipoa? I don't know.
Let's just go Calipo. Probably wrong, but which one do you want?
I don't know. Are the women here soldiers?
Okay.
Your people let their women fight?
Yes.
Yeah, Angel. Like what? Like it's not against the law for women to fight.
Yeah, no kidding. Yes, women fight. My people here have never distinguished between men and women that way. Why? Do yours?
There aren't really soldiers in Edric, but there are roles.
Rolls? Like bread rolls that I can eat?
Roles, I wish.
Ah, did they restrict you from being what you wanted?
No, Edric has lazy tradition, and well, I lived in the woods, made my own rules.
That sounds blissful.
This guy, I think I'm gonna be boinking him.
You're gonna be what? Boinking him?
I think him and I are gonna be boinking.
He showed me the ship's hold and gave me simple directions for finding a row of hammocks.
Actually, no, I don't. He's too nice.
He's too nice?
I think she's still gonna be going for Lacey.
Yeah, for the dark.
I think her and Lacey are gonna.
And why is that? Because women go for bad guys?
No, I mean, not necessarily that they go for the bad guys, but it's a challenge, and he's just too nice. He's on like he would be the best friend.
Alright. The ship's innards weren't anything like I'd ever imagined. It was so dark and almost impossible to see anything.
Plus, Lacey knows his way around the rope, man. He tie me up.
Really, he can tie you up, that's true. You can find it now, can't you? I really shouldn't go any further. Privacy and all. If you need anything, I have to get back to my duty, but truly... this is for voting. Can you tell me more about Galilea? Tell me more about yourself. Lacey?
About Galilea. Whatever. Galilea, whatever.
I don't know. That's probably pronounced wrong. I don't need anything.
Second one.
Second one, oh, okay.
I don't know how to say that.
Galilea.
But I don't think
probably
that's
wrong.
how you say it either.
Galilea.
Galilea.
There you go.
Can you tell me more about Galilea? Your people? I have no idea where I'm going.
He gave a heavy sigh. I can tell you that Galilea is a dark place, and that we don't welcome outsiders. I'm afraid things will be very difficult for you.
That's not... Can you tell me something a bit more specific?
Galilea is a small island. We live in one primary city with a very dense population, completely encircled by a fortress wall. We are known for our forces, an army that enlists more than 2/3 of our population. We are, essentially, mercenaries, though be mindful who you repeat that to. Most Gaolians don't appreciate the term.
Noted.
I wish I could think of how to prepare you.
I want to tell me more about yourself.
Okay.
Well, tell me about yourself then.
Me? Well, I'm a scout in the forces, 1st Division.
Is that like what Lacey is?
Yes, that's exactly what Laciaga is.
Do you know the commander?
The commander? Oh yes, he and I are cousins. We were born within weeks of each other. We're very close. You'll find a lot of my family speckled across the chain of command.
Does that mean you're important?
Oh no, not at all.
Lacey. You knew Lacey was involved with my arrival?
I saw the two of you arrive, yes.
You noticed me come aboard then?
Okay.
Now, is that because you pay close attention to everything Lacey does, or is it because...
Well, you don't look like you're a part of the forces, so He looked like he was caught a little off guard.
This is foreboding. It's so dark in here, and so...
Galalian decorating. I believe we see better in the dark than you people do.
You must. It's all just a haste.
Perhaps your eyes will adjust.
More than my eyes are going to need to adjust. I guess I don't need anything.
I understand. Take care. Left alone for the first time since morning, I stared down the narrow pathway before me. Well, what I could see of it. It seemed far less busy down here, but occasionally I'd feel the movements of others around me. I eventually found the chamber Vaden had told me about. I was starting to see better. Perhaps my eyes had been adjusting after all. It didn't help that Gallians seemed intent on keeping everything in shades of black. Though it was early in the evening, all the hammocks I could see were filled. The sleeping elves were, as far as I could tell, all female. I scanned the hammocks for a while, searching for an empty one. It was difficult to tell from where I stood, but I thought I spotted one in the 3rd row. There was also an awake elf who had been staring at me since I entered. Ask the elf or check on the 3rd row?
I'll just check the 3rd row.
I decided to move towards the 3rd row and get a better look at the hammock I thought that was empty. Weaving in between hammocks felt like tiptoeing around sleeping beasts, and to my great dismay, when I came to the 3rd row, I discovered that the hammock I thought was empty was not. I began carefully making my way further, but then I heard someone snickering. I turned towards the noise, somewhat against my better judgment. I couldn't figure out where the snickering had come from at first, but then I saw movements off to my left. The elf caught my gaze and shushed me, confirming any suspicions I had that he was indeed not meant to be here. Oh, okay, so this would be
Oh, I guess it's a
guy. Yeah, I'm thinking. What do you want to say? Shame. Whatever, not my business. Or ask for help finding a hammock. So guys down there were probably where he shouldn't be.
Shame.
Shame? Oh boy, we got another guy that you could potentially fall in love with. I crossed my arms, and sporting an expression directly inherited from Vanya, I silently shamed him with my gaze. Like, what the fuck are you doing down here, bitch? These were the woman's hammocks. Exactly. The elf looked entirely unrepentant, vaguely amused, and he began sneaking away before the situation could elevate further. Now, he does look a little bit guilty, don't he? When he was completely gone, I began to resume my search for a hammock. I found an empty one in a short time. I was left alone for the rest of the night. Those around me seemed to sleep soundly, as though theirs was a hard-earned slumber. I didn't seem to concern them. Come
All right,
morning.
pause. I need to go put my food in the oven.
Yeah, go put your food in the oven, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this live stream up, guys. We're going to go ahead and keep this at about an hour, just under an hour. We're at 57 minutes right now. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We got 4 of you here. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, be sure you comment down below. Be sure you like the video. And be sure you check out Amanda as well over on our Twitch stream. And she is Deviant Angel over there. I'll have the link to her Twitch channel over there. So you can watch her stream. Thanks so much, Amanda, for helping me with part 2. And hopefully we'll be back here in the next few days for part 3. Let us know if you guys want to hear it from both Amanda and I. Let us know if you guys are anticipating part 3. Also, you can check out the game yourself. If you want to make these choices yourself over on itch.io, I'll have the link to this game as well, where you can purchase it over there. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care. Have a good one.